Hello everyone, it's Don again, Captain Cross Stitch. Welcome to my channel, and it's Sunday, September 1st. So, hope you all are enjoying a nice long Labor Day weekend. And as you can see by my t-shirt, Grace Notes Fabrics, the crux or the bulk of this Floss tube number 11, where my hair is sticking straight up, is all about August and the Grace Notes 2024 retreat. So sit back and grab your favorite beverage or pick up your cross stitch and stitch along while I'm jibber jabbering about stuff. And got lots to show you, so let's get underway. All right, if you're new here, thanks for stopping by. If you end up liking what you see today, subscribe and give me a thumbs up on the channel. Those help the algorithm get me noticed, because it seems like whenever that happens I get a big influx of new subscribers, but for the most part I think I remain hidden. So it's basically word of mouth, which I did quite a bit of at the retreat, and gave out some cards and things about my channel and other things that I do. So thank you for joining me, and if you're a returning viewer, hey everybody. Glad you're still around. Alright, so let's just get into it. I'm not gonna lie, August was both anticipated with greatness, and then it was really great for like several days at the retreat, and then I got home, and then I've been sick ever since. I mean, I'm better now, but I lost a lot of valuable stitching time due to illness, so I wasn't too happy about that. But anyway, and I'm still feeling some residual effects. I still have some pressure, fluid, something going on with my ears and sinus going on. Anyway, so let's check out the Stitcher's Almanac for the month of August. So, a little Napoleonic dude. I don't know if that's supposed to be Napoleon with wings or what that's supposed to be. But in fact, I just watched that movie by Ridley Scott, Napoleon, with Joaquin Phoenix. It was really good. It was kind of eye-opening. I mean, I knew he had an interesting life, but he makes him very relatable, and he wasn't a terrible person. So anyway, you can see a bunch of lines there. That was like me being sick a lot. But anyway, so because of that and anticipation of the retreat and everything, other than what I did at the retreat, I really have not gotten any stitching done, not much of any stitching done for the month of August. So, but anyway, so we'll get to the whips I did work on at some point. I'll show you September's because it's blank for the except for stickers, but I put some stickers on there last night. So I always have a bird and a butterfly somewhere, just whatever floats my boat. And I have an owl here, and that's going to mean something, and we'll get to that later in the video. And then I got this woman with the sun behind her, and she's holding up a sign, and I wrote in there, "Goodbye, summer." So yeah, once September rolls out, the weather starts changing and cooler temperatures prevail, which I'm kind of torn because I do like cooler weather. I used to love cold weather, but my body can't tolerate it anymore. Not to mention the fact that when I get off from work most days, I have to sit outside for 40, 45 minutes, sometimes an hour, waiting for my wife to pick me up from work because she's got to come from a fair distance away and traffic is terrible. And so in the winter, that is pretty rough because it's friggin' cold. And then of course, it's getting dark. Once it starts getting dark at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, I'm sitting outside in the dark in the freezing cold. So not a pleasant experience. And then God help you if you're sick, which I seem to be a lot anymore. Okay, so here we go. Grace Notes 2024. It was amazing. Sorry, I'm still half asleep doing this. I meant to do this video yesterday, and since it's a long weekend, I kind of resigned myself to wasting at least one day playing Diablo 4, which is the bulk of what I did yesterday, besides eat pizza. Anyway, so sorry if I'm coming across as a little groggy or whatever. But anyway, Grace Notes Fabrics 2024 retreat was fabulous. It ran August 8th through the 11th in Allentown, Pennsylvania, at the Marriott Bonvoy, I think it's called. Man, what a fabulous hotel. Those rooms were amazing. They were like little apartments. I mean, we had a fridge, we had a stove, we had a dishwasher, basically a full kitchen, cabinets with all the essentials, plates, cups. You could even make your own meals. They had pots and pans and all that good stuff. A nice big bathroom, really great workspace. There was an island, a little mini living room, and man, it was well worth the money. And I hope next year's retreat is at the same place, which I don't know if they've officially announced that they are yet. I'm sure they are. I just haven't heard anything officially. When I do, I'll post it here in the future video. But yeah, the rooms were great. The hotel staff was pretty good, and we had a nice big space. I'm sure Corinne and them really enjoyed having the big room that we had. It was like twice the size, at least, of last year's space. And we had a lot more attendees. We had 150 people come this year, so that was great. So not really knowing for sure. So the idea was I was going to sit with some of the same people, if not all the same people that I sat with last year. Table 5. But that kind of fell apart. Now, one member of our table, Dana, she got there like a day early. So she was in there. I mean, she had her foot in the door and waiting to go, and she got a table like right away. But the rest of us who weren't showing up until Thursday, which I was one of those because I live only about 2 hours away from where it was being held, I just drove. Whereas Dana, she flew into, I'm not sure what airport, maybe Philadelphia. I'm not sure. Or maybe she drove. I really have no idea. Sorry, Dana. But so I, a bunch of other people populated her table, so there was really. But as it turned out, only about half of us from last year actually came to the retreat. So it was me, Trudy, and Cindy. Now we sat at a neighboring table, so I could just, lean back and talk to Dana. I was that close. But it had a different feel because of that. There was not the same comfort level because it was some different people at my table. So I thought I wrote that down. Yeah, okay. So at my table there was me, Trudy, and Cindy, and then there were 4 other ladies, and one of them, her name totally escapes me. I can't remember who that was, but she was kind of not there a lot. She was out and gone a lot, so maybe that's why. But the other 3, Renee, Kevin, which was a woman, but her name was Kevin, spelt, I think it was Kevyn, and Meg, who was just an amazingly fun woman. I sat with her late nights a couple of times, and we were just talking about whatever, so it was nice to meet those ladies this year. And so yeah, so they so once people started filtering in, that the doors opened at noon on Thursday, and people started filtering in throughout the afternoon, and then I guess by early afternoon or late afternoon, early evening, pretty much everybody was there that was going to be there. And so I got a very heartfelt, very warm surprise that first day. So my dear friend Dana, who I mentioned, I don't know who all was exactly involved in this, and to what levels each of them may have been involved, but I think the bulk of it was Dana's idea, and she made it happen, and with help from the Grace Notes people, John and Corinne, and whoever else was involved. They gave me an amazing gift, and I'm not sure why. I'm not really sure, but they cared enough about me to do it, so my heart is very warm over the gesture. And so they gifted me my very own floor Lowry stand, which I have it right here next to me. And I got the full floor stand, and they gave me the and they gave me the long extension arm as well, and got it here right next to my lounge chair. I've used it a couple times already. So yeah, I'm still kind of dumbfounded and flabbergasted over the generosity of everyone involved in that. It really brought me to tears a little bit at the retreat. So from that perspective, it was an amazing and super amazing kickoff to the weekend. So thanks again to everyone for that, And to you, Dana, especially, my heart goes out to you, and I love you. You're you're a super amazing woman, and I really appreciate uh, everything that you did to make that happen. Yeah. Sorry, I was still a little emotional. Okay. So let's get right into. I'm gonna kind of do a weird order to things because it just, I don't know, it flows a little better. So I'm actually gonna do purchases at the retreat first. I'll get to whips towards the end, I think, or just after this. All right. So, first thing I'm going to show you is, so most retreats, I think, if not all, they always have some form of freebie table where you can you got stuff you want to get rid of, put it out, and let people take what they want. So, there was a lot of stuff on the freebie table. It was a nice long setup, and it was just piled with stuff. So it's kind of too much to actually want to fish through to find. But I let other people kind of whittle it down to get all the, I guess, the cream of the crop, so to speak, and let people take what they want, and then I'll dig into the next level and see what I can find that's worth grabbing for myself. Today's episode, unofficially, brought to you by Mountain Dew Liquid Gold. Okay, so a few freebie things. I got some of these old, I'm assuming they're old, they look old, these mini Mill Hill Christmas ornament kits. There's a little rocking horse and then a little Christmas tree. And it comes with everything, all the little beads, and so as far as I know, this is all original packaging. But they had a bunch of those, but I took the two that I really liked. I got this, so I've shown one of these in the past. It's from Dimensions. Their Charts and Charms series from the 90s, the late 90s, I think. Yeah, this is from 96. So this is a carousel horse, and it's got all the little metal charms or whatever they are down there. So when I first found these, because I have one that I'll show you in a little bit, because the one that I already have, the Midnight Enchanter, the Wizard, I bought fabric at the retreat for it to start stitching on it at some point. That doesn't belong there. I got a unicorn from Custom Crafts, their Fantasy and Medieval series. The designer is Diane Allaire. Not sure how I feel about it, but it was a unicorn, so I had to get it. Then I got a Now, I have this chart already for myself, but since it was a Teresa Wentzler, I picked it up, and I'm going to use it as a giveaway in one of my future videos. So this is the Egyptian sampler. So think about that if that's your thing, or you're just a Teresa collector, because her stuff is starting to creep up in price, especially any of the dragon stuff. If you have those, hang on to them like grim death, because they're worth some money. So I'll be giving that away at some point. Let's see. Picked up a couple of Christmas, just cross-stitch Christmas magazines from, let's see, 2008 and 2006. I may already have those, but I picked them up because at one point, I think I was collecting them or something. I don't know, but I have a box full of older Christmas stuff, and I'm not sure if I had those already. So, you know, I got a Cricket Collection reading sampler. Not really my thing, but I'm kind of, I like the company, and I'm kind of half-heartedly collecting their charts. I'm not serious about it, but it was free, So, one other chart, I didn't get this off the freebie table, but the first night, I think it was, I don't know if it was the first night or Friday night, I can't remember. So, me and Lady Meg at my table, we were the last ones there that evening, so it was late. It was probably after midnight. And apparently, she had brought some stuff for the freebie table, but she didn't put it out. She let people at our table get first crack at it, which I thought was a nice touch. She's like, well, you weren't here when I brought it out. She goes, but this is the stuff I have left over, if you're interested. And I think that may have been where I got the Mill Hill kits from, if I remember correctly. But she also gifted me a Carolyn Manning, which she and I had discussed the designer, and there was I don't know, she had one there she was working on, maybe. I can't recall. But anyway, she gifted me a design, Carolyn Manning design. It's called Fire Magic. So, yeah, she's starting to creep up there in my one of my favorite people that I really have only just recently discovered, to be honest. I bought a couple of her patterns off of 123 Stitch, but I'll add that to my collection. Now, the remaining of these are all, not all of them. So I picked up 5 designs. So at some point in some Floss Tube video, I saw somebody had mentioned, and I want to say it could have been Samantha, the Huga Stitcher. I can't remember if it was her or not. But somebody I watch had mentioned this designer, I think is the person. Marbeck. Their designs were published by Serendipity Designs. I'm not sure what this Marbeck is. I don't know if that's a person or whatever. But the name on some of these says Rebecca Waldrop is the designer, and then Serendipity is the publisher. But anyway, so she has a series of angels that she did, and some of them are quite good. But I think they're hard to come by. They're hard to find because they're older. I want to say these are from the 90s. Trying to find even older, 1989. At least this one. So I got a bunch of these angels, and if somebody knows what Marbeck means, I'd like to know, because I'm trying to educate myself on history of designers and whatnot. So that kind of thing kind of fascinates me. You know, the whole history behind creators, designers, companies. You know, that kind of stuff is one of my things. This is called Baroque Angel. Arcadian Angel. Woodland Angel. That one's pretty good. This one's nice too. It's a lot of pink. Windmere Angel. It's kind of like, I think this is kind of like a companion piece to the Snow Angel, which I got as well. So if you were to hold these up together, see how the trees kind of make a little bookend kind of thing. You could stitch them both on the same piece. That would be interesting. And then the last freebie I got was it's called Earth Angel Blessings by Deborah Designs. It's just got a bunch of different little things, but what I like these angels that were over here. So, all right, so that was the freebie table. All right. Okay, up next will be, I have to show you a little freebie chart that they gave out. A little freebie, I'm not sure, but Corinne was giving them away at her little shop inside the retreat. This is from the Grundy Group. It's called Cross Stitch Rules. I think it was for World Cross Stitch Day, which happened to be that Friday that we were there. So I guess I shouldn't be showing the chart, but I don't know what else I'm going to show you. But anyway, it was a freebie, so I don't think anybody cares. I'm not copying it, or you're not copying it from looking at it for 2 seconds in a video. So, all right. Now I got to grab the pile. Hold on a second. This is going to be fun to deal with here because it's a pile and it wants to slide all over the place. Okay, so purchases. These are, I'm going to show you all my fabric purchases and the associated projects that a lot of them have already, that were purchased specifically earmarked for these projects. Now, my lighting down here in the basement sucks, so these colors may not come across very well. Even I can't quite really tell what they are in this light, so you'll have to forgive me. But so one of the so the freebie piece that we got that is specific to the retreat was called Rooted in Grace. I'm not sure what the color is. It looks like maybe a pale blue, gray and blue. I'm not sure. But this is this is an eighth of my count 14, of course. So they always give us a retreat exclusive, I guess. That color, I don't know that it'll get made at any point. So that was a freebie for retreat people. Now, actual purchases. So I got, and these are, unless I specify otherwise, they're all 14 counts. Got a fat quarter of Trent. It's kind of a rich, kind of bluish, greenish gray color. That was not earmarked for anything specific. I just liked it. Same with Dirty Chai. Dirty Chai. This is more of a pale grayish color. Most of the stuff I got was very neutral, which, you know, it's easy to make stuff work on neutrals than it is, you know, bright colors or whatever. So, all right, now on to stuff that I bought for specific projects in mind. So I mentioned the Charts and Charms earlier. This is the one that I kitted out, and I've already got this one is fully kitted, but so there's the fabric I'm going to use, called Michelle. So it's a kind of a bluish gray, dark, but not too dark. The called for fabric is just black Ada, which I bought a piece for it, but I was like, this is boring. I mean, it would have popped, don't get me wrong, but this will look really cool. So this will be a start sooner than later. Let's put it that way. So in anticipation of me eventually actually working on a Mirabilia, I have one that I've worked on, but I'm not motivated to work on it anymore for various reasons that I won't get into. So, but I do want to start another one and actually enjoy working on it. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the Red Lady Pirate. I think that's what it's called. And then the fabric I bought is called Colleen. It's a nice blue. That'll look really good for the sky. Because it looks like sky and clouds already in the modeling. So That will be cool. So that one, I'll, at the end of this year, when the retreat information goes up for Queen City Stitchers for the fall 2025 retreat. Laura Corbett's coming back for that, so I want to try and go to that, and that'll be the piece that I will hopefully have already done a bit on, and we'll have it for the retreat if I can get in. So, what are you barking at, dog? So, my dog's kind of lonely today because my wife left about 8:30 this morning. She's been sick, and she had something planned for this weekend, and I thought for sure she would have canceled because of how bad she felt. But no, she's going, and what is she doing? She's meeting her friends. They live about an hour away. She's going to go zip lining. Yeah, that's what you want to do when you're sick. Just my opinion, but you know, she's got it in her head and you can't tell her anything. So, I hope she enjoys it. Alright, so my next project is a butternut road. The Spirit Dancer, I think it's called. And then the fabric that I'm putting it on is called, what is it called? I have it flipped over to the wrong side. The fabric is called Bradley. So it's a nice kind of golden wheat color, you know, like a golden, yeah. Not quite brown, but not quite yellow. Kind of like right in the sweet spot. So that one, I only have the fabric for. I don't have the floss yet. But at some point, maybe next year sometime, I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay. So I think in the past I've shown, mentioned several times, the Santas of Fable and Fantasy project that I've been trying to get off the ground. So I finally found some fabric that I like. So it's called Fermata. Now this one, unlike the last one I just showed you, this one is a bit more gold in color. So it's similar, but just slightly different. And I just, again, I don't have this fully kitted. I just have the fabric. Because there's quite a bit of floss in that I gotta get. Okay, now this one I've shown in the past. This is a Halloween theme. Called Midnight Hour. And the fabric that I got for it is called I Heard It Through the Grapevine. So it's got a purpley tint to it. And that'll look really good. But see how this is kind of like that same color background? It's got like a purpley gray tint. That should be cool. Then for Now this, I really have jumped on this really quick because I just bought this like right before the retreat. But it's from the Drawn Threads called Autumn Garden. And I bought some French vanilla is my fabric of choice. So it's a nice creamy color, which I think will look good with that. Then my Autumn Lane Stitchery Beauty and the Beast. I'm kind of looking forward to doing that. And you can see I've already got the floss and the fabric. And I guess I'll have to take that out. And the fabric is called Egyptian Licorice Tea. So this is kind of a grayish, maybe a little hint of purple in there, but more like a, it's definitely his name well. I mean, it is kind of got that licorice kind of tone to it. Alright, that's not gonna work. I usually put my floss in a little bag inside the bag, but I didn't on that one. Alright, getting to the end here. And then the White Winter Moth by Kathy Barrick. And the fabric I got is called Mestasa. And this is definitely like a gray colored, but I think that'll look, even though this one shows a kind of a tannish looking one. I wanted something that reminded me of more of winter, so I went a little darker. I went with a gray, but I think it'll work just fine. Because you can see the flosses against there, they show up pretty well. Oh. Told you I just woke up. Okay, so that was my fabric purchases. Okay, that was all the fabric I bought. Now to other purchases. Oh my goodness. Okay. So they had a really good trunk show kind of thing going on there. They had a bunch of different designers. One I got was Stitches by Ethel, and I've met Ethel before. She's a wonderful lady. She came to the Aberdeen, Maryland cross stitchers group that I belong to. She showed up there one time, and she was I sat next to her. She was a wonderful lady. But anyway, this is One Giant Leap. He's on the moon, bird on the moon. And he's got his little mouse friend there, and they both have their little survival packs on, I guess, so they can be in space. That was cute. Then I got a Mirabilia, which is falling apart. I got the Three Mermaids. That was cute. try and fix that now. So last year, since it was my first time there, I didn't know in advance about the stitch along, because they try and do a stitch along for, throughout the year between the retreats. I bought the pattern. It was the North Pole stitch along, but I didn't buy it in advance. So I didn't have any of the materials, and I've not kitted it up or anything, so I have it. But this year, since I knew about the retreat well in advance, it's called Main Street by Finally a Farm Girl, and this is the design. So I only bought the pattern, and I stupidly forgot to buy. I said I was going to buy the fabric at the retreat, and then I promptly forgot to buy the fabric at the retreat. So I'm hoping to maybe get something worked out for that before too long. I don't want to go too long without at least starting it. Oh yeah, so the one of the things they have is they always have a large area of raffles set up. So different things that you can potentially win. They have an item or whatever, and then they put a little bag there, and then if you're interested in that, you get raffle tickets for attending, and then there are games and various things that you can do to earn additional tickets, and then you just write your name on there and you throw it in the bag of the item that you are interested in, and then on Saturday evening they do the drawings. So I actually won, well, I won a couple of things last year, but I won something this year as well, and it is a Dimensions Gold Collection kit called A Treasured Time, and it's a holiday. I don't want to say it's definitely Christmas, but it certainly is Christmas time holiday theme. It's an outdoor theme, so it's pretty cool. Something I enjoy owning these kits. I don't know that's going to be really involved. There's a lot of confetti in there, and it's full coverage, so that's going to take a while. But anyway, so I won that. Then so this year they had a different designer. I'm not sure who they are necessarily. I don't. The designer was there at the retreat. I think her name was. They'll hate me if I get it wrong. I think it was it Michelle? I think it was Michelle. I apologize if I got that wrong. The company is called Sheba Designs. So I bought several project bags. They're all really well made, and the fabrics are crazy, just crazy. The first one I got is a new one to me. I mean, I'm aware of them, but I never owned one yet. It's a folio design. So, owls, because owls are cool. But it's got a little snap, and I already undid that. But you open it up, and it's got a fabric pocket over here, and then it's got a vinyl with a zipper on this side. Now, I've seen similar made items in a folio design, so I think a lot of people, it's got little charms on there too. What's her name? Erica of Fibers and Floss Canada makes a similar item, but hers, I think, has maybe 2 vinyl front pockets, and then there's a back pocket, if I'm not mistaken. At least some of the ones I've seen her friend Samantha, the Hugo Stitcher, has showcased those on her channel from time to time. So, but anyway, I wanted to get one for whatever. Maybe I'll put something big in here that would require multiple pockets. I don't know. And then the rest of these are all the traditional, 12 by 14 or whatever it is. They all have the vinyl fronts with the zipper, and so yeah, and most of these, a lot of these are really bright colors, so you can't miss that. Butterflies, and then I got another owl one. This is a bit more subdued, but a bunch of owls. This one's kind of cool. Got a neat design on the inside fabric, and then dinosaurs and outer space, all the same shot. Now this one is not a Sheba design. Let me show you that last one. This is I got this because it's got peacocks on it. She had several different peacock designs, but this was the only one where you could really see a whole bird, and this one's cut off, and it had them in like alternate color versions as well. And this bag was the retreat, either the exclusive retreat bag or one of them, I'm not sure, but I think it was for pre-ordering the something. I don't know, it was in my bag. I forget why. But this is from Black Cat X Stitchery, who was the bag designer at the retreat from last year. So I guess she couldn't do as much as the Sheba lady. All right, so I got so that's a bunch of project bags and a bunch of patterns and a bunch of fabric. So I think I'm set for a while, other than buying some floss. Oh, I gotta stand up. Sorry, folks. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, one other thing I got at the retreat is this cute little Ort bag, and this was made by an associate of mine. She belongs to one of our, she goes to one of our local groups that here in Maryland. But anyway, I'm gonna hate myself if I get this wrong. I think her name is Rita, made these. I don't think it was Sue. I'm pretty sure it was Rita. But anyway, she makes these, and this is so cute. And she gave me this. This was a gift. I'm thinking that, you know, she made. I think she made a bunch of these, and I was just one of the early recipients. So I absolutely love this thing. It's so cool. So it promptly replaced my ugly plastic little Kellogg's Corn Pops bowl that I had sitting there. So thank you for that. Sorry, and I'm sorry if I was confused because somebody else gave it to me and said, this is from so-and-so. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, well, where is she? And I'm like, I never did find her to thank her, or maybe I did. All the nights kind of ran together. And then, of course, you know, my last day there, I was coming down with the sickness, whatever it was I had. I didn't have COVID, though, because I got tested twice, and it was negative both times. So just a regular bug of some kind, but I was coming down with it. Basically, when I woke up on Sunday morning, I had it, and didn't feel good by the end of the day, Saturday or Sunday. So, you know, it was a rough couple of weeks. All right, so, and there was, you know, a bunch of really nice people. I'm not going to get into all the little trinkets and gadgets and things that people gave out. There was a ton of stuff that people gave away. You know, little pairs of scissors and scissor fobs and needle minders and all kinds of stuff. The lady who made the quilt, that was part of a raffle to raise money for various charities. She made like a little needle case for everybody that had a snap on it, and there's some other good things, and maybe, you know, at some point if I show something, I'll tell you where it came from, but it's too much to do in a video. But anyway, all right, so now to my non-retreat haul, because I did have some of that too. As some of you may have seen, I have in my possession a Heaven and Earth Designs full coverage piece called Waterfall Dragons by Matt Stewart. And there it is. Well, my friend and fellow Floss tuber Hannah Dowling has been bugging me, and now I have a Lowry stand. So I guess there's no excuse, right? I have to get started at some point, right? Well, I ordered my fabric, and it showed up. Easy guide, so it's nice gridded for full coverage, because I will need it, because I will lose my mind otherwise. So I got that, and I went ahead and bought the floss. Look at all this floss. And this is like not even, I mean, this is only got 86 colors. Only 86. Look at all that. So, have my floss, got my fabric, got my Lowry stand. When am I starting it? Oh my goodness, I have no idea. Maybe I'll make it a birthday start. Maybe. My birthday is November 4th, so it's about 2 months away. We'll see. We'll see how motivated I am in 2 months. But I have it. There's no excuse now, right? I can't say, oh, I don't have this or I don't have that. So stay tuned. It may end up being a start before I know it. Okay, so other haul. My latest from 123 Stitch. I got Fabulous House series number 7 from Cottage Garden Samplings. It's the house barn. Then from Plum Street Samplers, I got the first half of the Stars and Stripes. I got stars. That's going to be fun to do. I'll get the and stripes from the Shakespeare's Peddler, I think is the company. I'm not sure how companies coordinated that, but you know, whatever. I got my obligatory Bella Filipina. I got Queen Sorry. Not sorry like I'm sorry, but S-A-R-I. So that's number 8 in the series. Then, as promised, I got the companion to the Day Nymph. This is Night Nymph from Mirabilia. Alright, and then the next in the seasonal gardens from the Drawn Thread. This is Winter Garden. That's the one of the companion ones to the autumn one that I showed you that I bought the fabric for already. And then my obligatory Joan Elliott. I got the Unicorn and Maiden. Alright, so there's that. And we're just over an hour. This will be a long video. I'm thinking it'll be probably close to 2 hours. Maybe, I'm hoping not, but it'll probably end up being that long. We shall see. Okay, so that is all my haul. All right, what do we got? Whips. Okay, not in any particular order, but this is part of my group that I was there with. We started a round robin stitch. We each picked one of the Quaker projects from Primrose Cottage. This is, what is it called? Oh, this is Spring Quaker. And this is Trudy's piece. And Dana had started it. And I'll show you. So Dana did the bird here in this design, and I'm doing this down here. So I'm just about done my portion that I'm going to do. So that's that. And then I also have her daughter's, Cindy's, which I'll be starting that, and she picked the Valentine's Day Quaker. That's a lot of pink. So I get my choice of doing whatever it is I'm going to do. I haven't decided yet, but I'll get that in the works soon. And then once I'm done with that, I'll mail it off to whoever's next. Oops. And the one I chose, I don't have it because somebody else has it right now. But I chose the patriotic one, and so I'm trying to think. I think Cindy and Dana may have already worked on it, and then I think Trudy is currently, or she was the last one to work. Look at my hair; it is like out of control. And so I think at least two, maybe three of them have already worked on it, because I got a text from Trudy saying she finished her part and was shipping it back to me. So I'll see what's what when I should be getting that sometime this week. After the holiday, mail will resume. And then I think that's it. I did, because I worked on Dana's. I'm trying to remember which Quaker she had. I can't recall. I think she had the Christmas one. Yeah, I think she had Christmas, because I remember doing ornaments hanging from something. But anyway, I did that at the retreat and gave it back to her. So I don't know who has what now. So yeah. So anyway, for my patriotic one, the fabric I chose was Greystone from Grace Notes. So it was a small piece, so I still have a decent sized piece of that left that I can use for other things. So one of the things I worked on at retreat was my from Silver Creek Samplers, the Founding Fathers piece. So I got to work on that, and I'm trying to remember how far I got. So I've almost got the word freedom done. And that's on 14 count Grace Notes Snickerdoodle. Didn't know you get a musical interlude. Why can't I get that away flat? Alright. And of course I've got that in my Black Cat X stitchery bag, a patriotic bag. Boom, 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 boom. Just so you know, it's just about 2 months to Election Day, so make sure you get out there and vote, and God bless America. Let's see. So I got to work on my tiles. I'm just going to call this tiles from now on. So I got some more done on this sparkly fabric. This will look so cool. I can't wait to, it takes so long, but it's going to look so cool when it's done. So, got to work on that. That was on just a regular, I think a Charles Craft 14 count opalescent something or other. Something I got at Joann's. remember what this is. I kind of figured it out. Oh, okay, this is my Bellatrix from Bella Filipina. It doesn't look like much of anything, but it's like, you know, it's a big piece. This is just various folds in her dress right now. It'll take shape eventually, but that's on Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers Cobblestone. So I worked on that. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, wait a minute. I lied. Forgot about the dragon. How could you forget about the dragon? Alright, so, you know, the Joan Elliott Crescent Moon Dragon. That's the piece. I know it kind of looks like a jumbled mess right now. But it's coming along. I'm coming up the neck here. And then there's a big wing here, which you can kind of see. But I'm working on the body right now. I'm going to work my way up the neck, and then I want to do the head, I think, and then I'll come back down and fill in all the rest of the stuff, like wherever there's like a gap is one color to fill in. And then I'll start on the wings, spread my way around. I'll get there eventually. But that's a load of fun to stitch on. I like that. The fabric is amazing. That's on Grace Notes Barbara. So if I get that done, that'll be on the brag table for sure. Okay, yeah, I don't think I worked on anything else that I can recall. Okay. So that's it for whips. Like I said, you don't really do a whole lot of stitching at retreats. Surprisingly enough, as much stuff as I brought, I only worked on about half of it. So, but so what are my plans for September? Well, I'm hoping to have a better month stitching wise. We should hope to get a bit more done as long as I stay healthy. I'm more or less recovered. I feel okay. I just have some lingering symptoms that just doesn't want to go away. So the only planned start I have, new start, I have. So in my last video, I had posed the question of which owl pattern or project or kit should I work on in honor of my mother. Her birthday is September 29th. She passed away about 5 years ago, and I miss her dearly. We were best friends, and we never had a bad word really between the two of us ever. And we had a lot of similar interests, and she was a big time crafter. She crocheted like a fiend, and she would dabble in cross stitch. She liked the color. She would paint by numbers. She would really just do anything as long as she liked to be included. She just wanted to be part of something, and I kind of wish she was still around to be part of what I'm doing now. But anyway, so in honor of her, she loved owls. So in my last video, I showed a series of stuff and asked you, my subscribers or viewers, to vote on which kit or pattern you liked the most. Of the responses that I got, there was one standout, but I wasn't super keen on it. I'm not sure what I would have picked, but fate had other ideas. So one of the people who responded went a step further and said, "Hey, have you seen this pattern?" And the pattern was something from Owl Forest embroidery, which I think is kind of funny because the whole idea is owls, So anyway, so the pattern that it was, so my dear friend Dana once again enters into my life here, and she said, "Oh, have you seen the owl from Owl Forest?" And I'm like, "Well, you have to be more specific." So she showed it to me, and I was just like, "No, but that's really cool." So here it is. So what do you think? So I made up my mind that this is the pattern. This is the one I'm going to do in honor of my mother. This called Siberian Owl. I just have to buy materials for it, but I've got a few weeks to decide what I'm going to do about it. But I will try. I'm going to probably start that late in the month, probably on her birthday, 29th, and that's a Sunday, so that would be 4 weeks from today. What else? So that's really it as far as like anything new September plans. I lost my list of projects for my die rolling. I didn't make a list for picking a special project to work on, so I'll have to forego that this episode since I totally whiffed on that. but I'll do it, and then I'll just let you guys know what happened in my next video. So, speaking of next video, so my next video, that'll be the September wrap up and October. So that'll be my 12th video, and that'll be my 1-year anniversary sometime that month for Floss Tube. Hard to believe. So yeah, I will have to do something. I don't know what. I don't know. I'll have to come up with something fun for my 1-year Floss Tube anniversary, and we'll have to figure out what that might be. So yeah, so that's really about it. I don't really have a lot of plans now that my only retreat for this year has come and gone. The hype is kind of on the downward trend for now. But so I had something happen the other day, sometime a week to 2 weeks ago, sometime in there. I had somebody reach out to me on Facebook, and it kind of threw me off for a second because I was like, who is this person? So it was, I'm friends with them, but you know, you can click a lot of things to be friends with just about anybody and not really realize who they are. So somehow along the way in my stitching, I had become friends on Facebook with a designer from Tempting Tangles Designs, who I've mentioned several times in my videos over the past year of various projects that I've been working on. Anyway, her name is Deborah Dick, and she reached out to me and said, hey, I didn't know you were a published author. And I was like, well, published is a strong word. I'm self-published. I mean, I wrote one book last year, and it's called Children of Prometheus. If you want to check it out, you can read basically the whole book for free if you want. It's episodic on Kindle Vella, so look that up online. Or you can, if you want to buy the ebook, you can get the ebook, or you can buy a hard copy. They're both available on Amazon. But anyway, I'm not here to try and sell books. But anyway, she reached out to me. She's like, oh, I didn't know. I was like, yeah. And so apparently she's been reading it and has been really excited about it, which you know, does my heart great. You know, it makes me feel really good that somebody's reading it and enjoying it. But anyway, the segue for all of this is one of her latest, so she's I don't know if she's the only designer or she's the lead designer for Tempting Tangles Designs. I'm trying to get in touch with her to see about maybe doing an interview or something about her or her company, or if, you know, or at the very least, you know, if I send her a bunch of questions that she would answer them and I could relay that. You know, I kind of want to do a history of her and the company, but I bring it up because I bought into her one of her latest stitch-alongs, which is a Middle Earth theme. It's called Smog's Erebor, and now, granted, it's a stitch-along, so they don't release pictures of like a completed design, okay, until the sale is over. But this is a picture of what's on their website if you want to check it out. So you can kind of see there's a dragon flying over a city. So, but anyway, if you're a Middle Earth fan, or, you know, Tolkien, whatever, you can check it out. But her company's got such a plethora of designs. I mean, there's something for everybody, I think, there. I have their Quaker series is phenomenally good. I bought most of those, if not all of them. I have several other stitch-alongs that I've belonged to over time. So, excuse me. Not awake yet. I haven't even eaten yet today. I don't know what time it is. But anyway, so hopefully, you know, like I said, I've reached out to her, and maybe I'll get to do a spotlight on Tempting Tangless Designs at some future point. And that would be cool. It'd be cool if I could actually like talk to her and do like an interview. That would be fun. So anyway, we're coming up on an hour and a half in this video, and I still got a little bit more to do, but that wraps up the stitchy portion of my video. So if that's all you're here for, the rest is just going to be about non-stitchy related stuff that I'm into. So if that's not for you, I'll see you all next time. But if you are here for that, plus some of the extras, I don't have a whole lot necessarily, but sorry folks, my eye was itchy. So the last thing I was talking about was the designer from Tempting Tangles had somehow stumbled upon, I think because we're friends on Facebook, because she's not the only one that said something. There were some other people that something happened with Facebook and their algorithm or something, because it either finally released a posting or re-released a posting that I did from like over a year ago about my book. And I'm like, why are all these people responding to this now? You know, and so I think that's what happened, was it popped up in her feed, and she went down the rabbit hole and found that I, had written this book. So anyway, so one of my hobbies is I like playing D&D, and I've been with a group of guys playing D&D for the last going on almost 2 years now. And a bunch of fun guys, Josh and Jerry and Steve and Ted and uh, some new guys, Harold and Yuri. Those two guys are a hoot. But anyway, our most recent game just ended, and some people had asked me if I was interested in running, because I'm a longtime DM, but I've been happy to play in the last couple of years because I was always the DM, so I was more than happy to play. But they were asking me, they're like, hey, do you want to take over running a game? And I was like, yeah, I guess, who all's interested. Well, I like my players to be a bit more serious. I'm not saying you can't joke around and have fun. I really like that part of the game. But I want the commitment of actually being there and playing. I don't really care too much about what happens in the gameplay necessarily. But I want people to take the commitment seriously. And I just wasn't getting that vibe. And I was thinking, this is just going to be, more of the same. Any given week, half the people would not be there or whatever. And I just don't need that aggravation, because I would put a lot of time and effort, because it would be a homebrew. It would be a totally, my invention kind of thing. So that takes a lot more effort than just picking up a store-bought module and going with it. So I ended up declining doing it, and got about the same response from declining as I did asking about who wanted to play. It was like a very underwhelming response. So I had a really cool idea in mind, and it would have been fun to do, but at least for the moment, it's not going to happen. So. But what it did do was, in doing the research for potentially running an adventure, it kind of got my creative juices going again, and I've started writing again, and I'm working on book 2 of the book I wrote last year. And we'll see how motivated I can stay. I don't know that it's going to be any great renaissance of, me going full bore like I did the last time, when I did the first book. But we'll see what happens. And like I said, since I've been sick, you don't ever really feel like doing anything too complicated. Just so, what's mindless, something you could do, play video games. So that's kind of what I've been doing the last couple of weeks, because that's all I had the energy for. So I've been playing the most current season of Diablo 4. I'm working on my sorcerer. I'm trying to get to level 100 before the new expansion hits October 8th. And I'm at level 82 right now, so I should be able to do it without too much effort. This past week and this weekend has been a big help, because they had a week-long event where they gave you a major boost in experience points, like 35%. So that was good. I've had friends, man. They were leveling multiple characters like rapid speed. I'm not that kind of player. I can't play that hard for that long. So mine's more of a slow grind towards 100. But I do want to try and get there. I want to say at least one time I got to the maximum level, and then see what the game is like at that point. Um, so yeah, I've been doing that, and then I guess the only other thing has been I've been reading some more comics. Um, there's a really good series out right now from DC called Gotham by Gaslight: The Kryptonian Age. Um, Trying to remember who's writing it. I can't remember. But it's been really good. It's kind of like Victorian era um, Gotham City. So they've just done a really good job in portraying characters from DC in that time frame. I also picked up the first issue of Namor from Marvel. My understanding is that it's going to be an 8-issue series, so not too long. But the artwork is pretty cool, and the story is kind of interesting. I'm not really sure what Namor's recent history has been in Marvel, but it starts off with him in some kind of prison, and he's kind of self-imposing his own exile in this prison. It's like a floating prison out at sea, which I'm not sure why. And apparently, like, even though he's surrounded by water, he's not allowed to have a drop of water. Um, I don't know. It's kind of weird, but it's been entertaining thus far. Um, I got some other things that I'm gearing up to read. I'm just waiting to get all the various tie-ins and associated issues. Let's see, what did I finish? Um, a series from Marvel called Blood Hunt, which involved major characters from Marvel fighting against a vampiric entity which had taken over Blade, the character that Wesley Snipes made popular in the film, the vampire slayer hunter, whatever, the Daywalker. That was pretty good, although it was kind of light on. It was more or less a bunch of fluff as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the artwork was top notch, but it was just like, here's a bunch of scenes where the two groups clash. You know, the Avengers versus this pack of strange, bizarre, vampiric type entities, creatures, things, whatever they are. But the main story, I guess, was this ancient entity, which I think they were trying to say was maybe Asgardian in origin, had taken over Blade's body and somehow was able to use the various Marvel characters whose powers are derived from the Darkhold realm, and so he was able to corrupt their bodies into opening portals all over the planet and letting in the dark dimension, blotting out the sun, therefore making it ideal for vampires because they can't be in the sunlight, to kind of like take over the world and turn every living human into vampires, and then some other major characters and like the Miles Morales Spider-Man and some others were turned into vampires, or at least temporarily. So it was an okay series. I enjoyed reading it, but it was a little light on the depth, I think, of story. It was just kind of surface level, you know, entertaining, but not much to it. Um, so other things that I'm kind of building up to read is the Absolute Power from DC, which should be interesting. I'm not 100% clear on exactly what's supposed to be happening there yet. I read the primer issue and um, it seemed interesting, but I'm not really sure what's going on yet. Of course, it somehow involves Amanda Waller of Suicide Squad fame and uh, maybe a bunch of hidden things from major DC characters past, like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Um, so I'm waiting to get a couple more tie-in issues with Superman and Green Lantern um, to see exactly what's going on with that. But it's supposed to be leading into a series that debuts in the next couple of months called Justice League Unlimited with Dan Mora is going to be drawing it, so he's really good. He's a long time Boom Comics guy, so it'd be good to see him drawing uh, some of the major characters from DC. That'll be interesting. Trying to think of what else. There's a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series from writer Jason Aaron that I'm interested. What else? There's an Aliens versus Avengers miniseries that the first issue just came out. I haven't read it yet, but that looks like it might be really good. I think they're gonna take it really seriously and do a good job with it. And the art looks superb in that. What else? Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything else. But as I read more of it, I'll have more to say about stuff, I think, next time. So that's really about all I have. We're going on about an hour 45. So it's a long one, but you know, a few of mine recently have been long. So, all right, I guess that's going to be it for now. Until next time, if I forgot something, questions, comments, critiques, whatever you have, give it to me. Send it to me. Comment below, like, subscribe, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Tell your friends, your family, your dentist, whoever wants to listen. Until next time, it's Captain Cross Stitch. I bid you adieu.